Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 50. Yes, we made it to 50 episodes already and I'm very happy with the progress we have made on the base so far this season. It's going exactly how I wanted it to at this stage, and it's mysterious, full of potential lore and details. Many details, of which we're going to be adding some today. Because to celebrate episode 50, I put out in my last episode a request for questions and you guys delivered. There were a bunch of them. And so I've tried my absolute best to order them and group them and sort of put them in something that makes sense, but I'm sure that I'll go wrong at some point. But at least the introduction ones feel introductory to me and how I became a content creator and such. Then we're going to have favourite questions and quickfire ones and silly ones and all the other kind of questions you could ever think of. So while I'm answering these questions, I'm actually going to get done with various little mini projects around the base. So that's what's going to be going on in the background. So hopefully this will make a lot more sense. And yeah, I'll show you guys all the progress we've made at the very end as well. So enjoy. So we have question number 1, which is how did you join Hermitcraft? Which probably is the best one to start with, although most people maybe know this already. I actually got invited back in season 2 by the group. And Azuma was the one that sent myself and also former member Zorjin a message, both together in like a group chat. And well, we both said yes. I'm going to try and insert the screenshot here actually of that exact conversation, because I think it's actually still on my Instagram, the screenshot. And so you can literally see how the invite exactly looked at the time, at least. And yeah, for some context, at the time I was making videos on a server called Hypermine or Hypercraft. It kind of went by both names. And I believe it may have been even Zorjin's server. I don't remember. But basically I was making videos on there with a bunch of other creators, including him. And I guess I also kind of knew Azuma from before then even as well. I was actually on his server, I think, even before then. Let's just say there's a bunch of servers before Hermitcraft that I was on and making content on. Then we have, how did I come up with my channel name? So this one, there isn't any crazy story, as I'm sure there are for a lot of people. It's not a nickname or anything. I actually came up with the name specifically for the channel. So it didn't really exist before then. So FalseSymmetry actually just was born when my YouTube channel was. And at the time, I was actually planning on uploading art-based videos. I'm not really sure exactly what, but that was my plan. So I thought I'd make a YouTube channel. That way I could also save videos and such and subscribe to channels as well. And I think I was kind of just brainstorming names about that. I don't know why symmetry and the word false or true came up around that time, but I remember just writing loads of words and things down. And I just knew that I didn't want numbers in the name and I wanted it to be readable. And yeah, that kind of came up. And I guess, to be honest, what is kind of important is that I don't actually hate it even now. It is a little bit of a long name, plus a pain to spell. But when you shorten it down to false, it's super easy to remember, I think. And yeah, it's a name I don't really mind being called either. So I think it was a win-win. And yeah, it doesn't relate to Minecraft at all, but you know, I don't think most people's names do. Then we have, how did you get into Minecraft? So rather than Hermitcraft, into Minecraft. I think my first knowledge of the game actually was through YouTube. At the time, I was a big fan of watching gaming commentary channels, mostly Call of Duty. That was the game I played before Minecraft, funnily enough. I even considered making commentary videos myself in the game, but I couldn't capture my Nintendo Wii. Yes. I'll pause for a second to let everybody laugh at me playing Call of Duty on the Nintendo Wii, but that is all I had. I didn't have an Xbox, didn't have a PlayStation at the time. So yeah, that's what I did. And I guess the algorithm of YouTube kind of showed me Minecraft. It popped up, I think, for a lot of people on the homepage back then, back when the homepage was, I think, a little bit better, maybe. I'm not really sure. I feel like it kind of showed a little bit more of a variety of things, but also things were kind of bubbling in YouTube around that time. That was also when I think Shadow of Israel was a big thing around that time too. So I think a lot of people got into Minecraft and the game and learnt about it around then. So that, just seeing, I guess, on YouTube, literally seeing on YouTube was the thing that made me play the game. And then I was like, well, I want to make YouTube videos too, I guess. And then, you know, I guess here I am, still doing that. Okay, what was your job before content creating? Or YouTube, or whatever? I kind of assumed that most people knew this already, but maybe it's not common knowledge for everybody. But before I did YouTube, I actually did graphic design. I was just finishing my degree around the time that I started making my YouTube content a lot more regularly. And I did a little bit of commission-based work, and I did a little bit of an internship for a little while at a graphic design place too. And actually, some of the commissioned work I did was actually experimenting with making YouTube banners and profile pictures for Minecraft creators at the time. And I did this on a channel named FalseSymmetry. Yes, that is where the FalseSymmetry came from. I think a lot of people think that FalseSymmetry is just my second Minecraft account. It was my camera account for a good while before we used the free cam. Before we started using that a lot, I used FalseSymmetry all the time. I did art videos over there, making the banners and such with a kind of a Minecrafty style. I'm not sure they probably still hold up, but it was something I was experimenting with a little bit to kind of, I guess, branch between the graphic design and the YouTube stuff. I was kind of passionate about both at the time, and so yeah, that's kind of what I did before YouTube. So then we'll go on to a few favorite based questions, because I got quite a lot of those. Firstly, we have what my favorite books, TV shows, movies. There was a bunch of different questions that had a similar vibe asking about this. And let's just start with books first. I'm not a massive reader of books. I sometimes listen to audiobooks, but it happens so rarely that I don't really have any favorites. So sorry, no answer for that one. Same goes for movies a little bit too. I watch them very, very rarely. I haven't even gone back to watch my old favorites. Like, for example, Back to the Future Part 2 specifically. I just haven't even seen that in years at this point. I very rarely get to see movies. They're not bad, it's not something that I go to very often. But that leaves me with TV shows, and actually I do watch quite a lot of TV. TV probably is my favorite out of the three of these things that I watch and consume. So just a handful of favorite shows that came to mind. Doctor Who, of course. Severance is great. We love a bit of Black Mirror, a bit of Breaking Bad. I remember The Good Place being good. I need to watch that back maybe because that was a fun time. And then one that is super underrated that I see no one ever talking about. It's a very British show, but a very, very good one. I very much enjoy. So if I'm going to give any recommendation, it's called Inside Number 9. Very good. Go give it a watch. And let's move on to the next question. So then we had a lot of favorite Hermitcraft builds, mine or other people's. Now, I'm not really going to answer my favorite builds for other people, because honestly, I would be literally looking at them forever trying to figure out what, is my favorite. I don't find them very comparable because, like I say, they're all different styles, all different seasons, all different, storylines. There's just too many things that are different. Plus, I don't like picking favorites, just generally. Even my own, I found it quite difficult to pick a favorite, but I did go back and look at my own builds from older seasons. And even though it's quite overwhelming to pick my own favorite base, and it's probably changed a bunch over the years, I did look back at my season, I think 5 base, where I basically transformed a whole mushroom island. I had it to myself. I transformed it into a luscious green biome with a variety of different builds and build styles. And maybe you'll understand where I'm getting to here, but basically looking back at it, it very much seems a little bit like the prior build to what I'm doing this season, a little bit, to me at least, because like I say, variety of builds, variety of detail, variety of different styles and experimenting. And so right now, at least looking back, that one may be my favorite base as a whole, because like I say, even though I didn't absolutely reach its potential, I would say that about every single base of mine, I feel like I would do them so much differently now. If I went back to the same style and stuff, I would say maybe season 5, the Mushroom Island, might be my favorite right now. But a shout out for the jellyfish too. Everybody loves the jellyfish, so, shout out to that as well. I also do get asked quite a lot my favorite Hermitcraft season, and I'll be honest, trying to remember everything that happens even this season so far, let alone last season and the seasons before, that is even more overwhelming. And so I don't think I really have an answer, but I absolutely have enjoyed every single season. There hasn't been one where I'm like, oh, you know what, that season kind of sucked, but yeah. You can't really look back too much when it comes to actual seasons and videos you've made and etc, because you'll just go crazy, I feel like. So I think as long as I feel like I've grown as a content creator, which I think I probably have, and I know that my builds specifically, I think have grown quite a lot. I definitely really love them more now, in more recent seasons than I have done in the past. And as long as I keep experimenting, I'm happy. So no favorite season specifically, but we like progression. We like to feel like we've learned stuff, and I feel like I have done. So there you go. Weird answer, but there you go. So then I have a favorite hobby outside of videos, things that I get up to other than computer-based stuff, I guess, really, because I like to chop and change what I do, and I do try to make them almost always off screen. Of course, I watch TV now and again, movies, whatever, but my hobbies mostly are non-screen based hobbies, other than like gaming and such, you know. But I always really try to have some sort of craft, a DIY job or something, and also like some sort of gardening project on the go. Especially as it's summer right now in the UK, you kind of have to really make the most of the gardening for a few months while the sun is mostly out. So really enjoyed that at the moment. I have been doing a bit of sewing specifically at the moment, trying some different things with that, which I have done in the past. But like I say, I chop and change the craft. It doesn't specifically matter what it is, just whatever is exciting to me at the time. And then also I like doing a bit of like DIY projects, like fixing up bits around the house and such. Like recently I redid my office a little bit. I put up a new picture on the wall and I tied it up and sorted out the bookshelf and stuff like that. You know, you have to follow me on Instagram for little updates like that. But yeah, I guess I like keeping myself on my toes and yeah, not specifically having, I guess, one solid hobby. Because why would you? You might as well dip your toes into lots of different ones. I find it way more enjoyable. So there you go. So a little bit of a break from the questions today, and I think it's time we go and check out a minigame I've been promising to play for a little while. And that would be, I believe, this one over here on the left, called One Shot. And Doc made this, and I believe I should probably read or watch his episode first. So let me go do that real quick. Right, well, it seems I need to clear my inventory out. I should probably get rid of the sword too. I'm sure no mobs will come along and kill me while I'm playing, right? I'm sure. Anyway, looks like I know how to play now. And I was just going to have a quick look at this 1 million sand. Oh my goodness, Azuma won. Well, I guess I better not play. Wait, Tango is currently the leader with 48. Oh, I wonder what his strategy was. Did he shoot up and down? So in the video, Doc basically showed that well, it's a shooting game if you don't know already. You basically shoot that to start the game and then you shoot these. These are going to move, these ones left and these ones move right, I believe. And you need to shoot in the middle of the square. I believe anywhere around that center dot and also the dot itself. I didn't see or hear that him say bullseye. He did shoot a lot of bullseyes. But yeah, I'm a little bit worried that my internet is not fantastic today, so we'll see how this goes. Now, I don't actually have a bow on me, but I do have arrows, weirdly. Odd. But I believe, yeah, I believe we take one of these official competition bows, which are Infinity and Power 5. Yep, they both are. Now, I do have to scoot all the way over to this and then start shooting, but I think I'm going to quickly just warm up, because this is the first time I've logged on to Minecraft today, and I'm a little bit rusty, I think. So a little bit of a wiggle here and there, and I'm just going to shoot and just go for it. Why not? I was trying to get an easy question. Is it broken? Saying that, is that even on there? Sorry, I think is that gonna actually start it now? Okay. Ignore those 23. I might have to chop those 23 behind me. Oh my goodness. I think I ruined my shot. Oh no. Doc, I need a retry. What? The arrow didn't go on the thing. Okay. I think I've ruined it already. The way these oh dude, that's really weird. Yeah, you do have to actually wait for them to stop. Like fully stop. I don't think those first 23 counted. I don't like that it's getting night time. Doc, I've messed this up. It's fine. It's fine, guys. I didn't need the wood anyway. It's fine. Yeah, you'd have to wait for it to stop. Oh, I thought I could hear the pistons, but I can't. I'm also aiming way too high now. Oh well. I can't believe I messed it up. Doc, how? No, that's not the end of it, is it? $17. It would have been 40 if I had counted that. Oh wait, there was more here. That was 3 extra, so 17 plus 3, so 20. They came through afterwards, so I think my score was 20, which is bad. But in reality, it was 43. How did I mess it up? Like, I'm actually kind of impressed by myself there that I messed it up. Anyway, I guess I got free sand. I'm going to put 20 in here, I think. I don't like how dark it is. Please, no one come and kill me. False, I'm just going to put 20, but I broke it. Oops. You know what? Let me quickly put it all in one line. I would put a sad face, but anyway. Dark, I'm sorry. That one. Oh, I don't like the highly one shot. I messed up the game. Why? Why did the arrow not see on the pressure plate? Okay, whatever. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm sure someone else did that too. They must have, right? Okay, ignore that. Ignore that, guys. Ignore this segment of the stream, of the video. It's not even a stream. It's fine. Guys, look at the lovely shopping district. We're here to just do a quick tour. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to what we were doing. Because, obviously I'm bad at one shot. It seems. So then there were an absolute bunch of other favorite-based questions, but they were a lot more like quick fire. So I'm just going to go through these kind of quickly. So one of them was like favorite flower. Specifically, I really like houseplants. They are my favorite. I have quite a lot of houseplants, but they're not really flowers as such. I guess Hoya kind of flowers. Hoya plants kind of flower quite well, and they're very pretty. I don't think mine are flowering this year yet, but fingers crossed maybe. And then when it comes to flowers in my garden, I really love, I have some peonies, which are great. Magnolia have lovely flowers, although they don't really last very long in the wind. Clematis. And then I have this flower that's like I think it's called a Wagula. I'm not really sure. It always surprises me because the tree itself is very ugly, generally speaking. It's very like full of twigs and stuff. But then it has these beautiful like little pink flowers that come out every year, which is always a nice surprise. So I don't have a specific favorite. I can't pick a favorite. I'm really bad at favorites. Houseplants, I guess, out of all plants are my favorite kind of plants. So there you go. Then we have favorite Pokemon. Now, I will be honest, being my age, I only really know the first like 150 Pokemon. So Charmander has a solid place in my heart. But then I did look at some other Pokemons to remind myself. I remember really liking Ditto, Cubone, and Bulbasaur too. And then out of like the newer Pokemons, Phanpy's quite a fun one. I do like elephants. I think it's kind of elephant-based Pokemon. And then Wailord is always a fun time seeing that big old whale face on like a TCG card. He's always funny. So there you go. Favorite fruit is probably banana. That is my go-to fruit that I buy like almost every week. Favorite MCC game, probably Bill Mart / Meltdown. Those are the two that I always get quite excited for. Maybe more excited for Meltdown at the moment. I don't know. I feel like I maybe need to get into some CSGO or some Valorant or something, because that's kind of the same vibe, but I do really enjoy playing Meltdown. Favorite music artist at the moment? I mean, for a long time now, it's probably been Enter Shikari. They're probably my favorite overall, because I find it very difficult to find bands and musicians that I like nearly all of their music, but they're probably my number one in that regard. I like almost all of their songs. And then we had favorite dinosaur. Now I had to actually look up dinosaurs. I kind of haven't thought about dinosaurs in a good old while. I do quite like a Triceratops, the ones with the big old fan-like shield across their head and the horns. They just look kind of cool because they're a bit different than the other dinosaurs. And then I was trying to look up the name of the one in Jurassic Park, with the little frills either side of their head that spits venom, because that is a great scene. We love that. But I then remembered that actually that's not actually how that dinosaur looks. I think it's the Dilophosaurus, I think is the name of it. And yeah, actually in reality, I think it looked a bit different. So I guess the fake dinosaur is a bit more fun in that regard. Then we had favorite non-Minecraft game. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I have a favorite game other than Minecraft that stands out as much, but the most hours I have on Steam is in a game called They Are Billions. Haven't played it in a good old year or so, but great game. Stardew Valley, of course, I've been playing that a lot on Twitch as well as Repo with friends. They're always great games. And then I've also played things like Subnautica, Life is Strange, or In the Blind Forest. We've completed those on stream in the past, very much enjoyed those. And then before, of course, Minecraft, like I said earlier, I think I played Call of Duty, loved playing that. And then I really am looking for another game kind of like that, like an Apex Legends, Overwatch kind of vibe. Maybe one day one will pop up that I'm really into again, but those are all some great games too. So no particular one favorite, because like I say, I kind of like a lot of different types of games. But yeah, Minecraft will always be my number one. I just don't have a number 2, number 3, number 4. They all kind of mix in depending on what kind of game I'm into at the time. And then we had what I thought would be a quick fire question, although having gone through my screenshots folder, there are quite a few favorites that I just picked out at random. I gave myself a couple of minutes to quickly scroll through and grab some. So on your screen right now are some of my favorite screenshots. They go back to like 2019, I think, was like one of the oldest ones. But I'll be honest, my screenshot folder is an absolute mess. It's mostly inspiration images, screenshots of my own builds, thumbnail screenshots, and then the very occasional screenshot of a person. Like, it's usually mostly group screenshots that I take of myself in the game and such. So yeah, so hopefully you're enjoying these that are showing up on the screen right now. Editing False will be picking those out, so who knows? But hopefully they're pretty fun. And then even quicker quickfire questions we have. Pineapple on pizza. I honestly couldn't care less, to be honest. Not a question I care for. I don't care for pineapple either, so on pizza or not, you do you, I think. Cowboys, pirates, or ninjas? I think it's gonna be pirates or cowboys. Pirates might slightly win, a little bit ahead of cowboys, but ninjas, I mean, does anyone ever pick ninjas? I mean, they're kind of sneaky, but other than that, they're not really, I guess, the vibe. Am I an EFO fan? I mean, the question back to you is, who isn't, really? Come on now. And then, is a hot dog a sandwich or a taco? They're all sandwiches. Can we just decide that right now? They're all sandwiches, okay? A hot dog's a sandwich, a taco's a sandwich. They're all sandwiches, you know? There you go. Trees or rivers? I mean, rivers are pretty big business. Trees are also pretty cool, but I think I have to pick rivers. I mean, it's kind of my thing this season, okay? Big business, okay? Big business. Are you scared of bees? Bees? I mean, you shouldn't really be scared of bees. Wasps, maybe. Hornets, maybe. But bees, they're pretty chill. I don't mind bees at all. Any plans on going on the Imp and Skiz podcast? Maybe. It's been possible in the past. Future, who knows? I'd have to work out if you guys even want to see me on there. I guess let me know in the comments. When is a good time to join my Patreon server? Symmetria, I guess pledge in July if you want to join us for the August reset of the map. We reset every year in August. So yeah, July would be the month, I guess, to join my Patreon. If you are interested, thank you for the plug, Lofty. I appreciate it. Were you really mad at Skiz for helping Martin instead? So for context, this was to do with the Gamers Outreach Hermitcraft charity livestream thing we did. No, I wasn't really mad at Skiz. I was mostly confused, to be honest. And what's funny is that I completely forgot when I got back home to mention it to Skiz, and then I had a message from him being like, I'm so sorry, I don't think he realized what was happening. I guess when I asked him, he wasn't sure what I meant, and then I guess Martin asked him, and he was like, oh, okay, I understand. So who knows what happened there, but a miscommunication, and it's fine. It's completely fine, but it was a funny moment. The first video game I've ever played, and would I recommend it, I think was the question. So my first, console was a Game Boy Color. And I think it would have been a Super Mario's game. Super Mario Bros. I think maybe was the first one on the Game Boy. I also had Pokemon Blue, I remember, and a few other games like that. Would I recommend them? I mean, only if you're into nostalgic games, I guess. Games have come a long way since then, so yeah. But I do still have my Game Boy. It's on my shelf in my office. Love that thing, but I don't play it very often. Then I had a question that was something along the lines of, will there be other gaming videos on this channel, like Repo, etc.? No, they do exist though. They're on my False Live channel. The link will be in the description, in the comments maybe. Check that out, subscribe over there, because honestly, that is where all my extra content from Hermitcraft comes from, but that doesn't make it into videos. It's also where Repo and Among Us and all those other fun things I do with other people are as well. Plus, a Stardew Valley Let's Play is over there too that I've been live streaming. So all the VODs from that are up there. You see every part of that game that I'm playing. And so yeah, if you want that long form content or highlights, etc., that is the place to be. Then I had a question about if I'm going to add spacecraft to my base at some point. And yeah, I was thinking about this and it is going to happen at some point. But actually, I would love some ideas from you guys about movie, TV suggestions, or things like that, where spacecraft looks a little bit less like the default spacecraft. Like, I don't want any UFOs or any like kind of more boring or default kind of looking spacecraft. So if there's anything that looks kind of crazy or might be kind of fun, especially smaller scale, then let me know. I'd love some inspiration ideas down in the comments. Then I had a question about if I play Nintendo games. Yes, I absolutely love Nintendo games. I love a bit of Mario Kart, you know. And to be honest, the Switch in general, the Switch is a great console for traveling and is literally the thing I grab every time I go somewhere, because it's like the perfect travel game console. And it has some great games on it. And then if I could use only 2 types of wood in Minecraft the rest of my Minecraft life, which ones would they be? And I thought about this. Now, I'm sure I might change it at some point, but probably spruce and jungle. I think dark oak is a favorite of mine, but it's too intense. So I think spruce and jungle would be a really good like selection if there were only 2 I could use. They're kind of my favorites at the moment. Well, there we go. I have started a little project down here, if you just saw. So it makes sense to show this off first. And I will just say that is going to be the end of the questions. But I thought I'd quickly give you a tour and explain what it was I have actually got on with today. And hopefully it wasn't too bad. I think it's kind of more of a sit back, relax and listen kind of episode rather than I make crazy progress. But I have expanded this map room. It's not finished, but I will do so. It's still looking a bit rough around the edges, but this is basically right below my storage room. And it starts here and goes round to basically where I think we finished last episode, where we've got the roof and the tree as the new additions. Now, a lot of this was kind of interior stuff. We did that. I also just tidied it up and hid a bunch of the, I was going to say glow berries or glow bushes. I mean the, well, I guess the firefly bushes is what we hid. You can't actually see any fireflies right now. Maybe because it's not nighttime. I don't know if nighttime is needed or just darkness. But I also just added a little bit of a roof on this unfinished area here too, which you may have seen a clip of. We continued the route down from last episode into here. You can see if I actually use free cam, that is the same route that continues down. That was a terrible shot. Yeah, you can see it there and there. It doesn't actually go down any further yet. I probably will make it go down further, but that will be for another time. And then the project we started off with at the beginning was a project that I'd planned to do for a good while. We actually built this on stream. There's a video on my False Live channel of me designing this on a live stream. I basically wanted some vehicles to be used as like not vehicles. This one particularly I decided to use as a bridge. This is of course a London Big Red Bus, a very classic iconic, I guess, vehicle in the UK at least. And I decided to make a, I think I've got a bit of gamma on. There we go. A little bit darker. And yeah, I made this little bit of a bridge across the not really a river. It's kind of like a cave river that comes out here. The idea is that it'll cross here. Maybe I'll put a lily pad down. And then I think I want to put a path along this side of my base as well at some point when I decide what this floor should be. In fact, I'd like some suggestions from you guys if you've made it to this part of the episode and you haven't answered anything yet in a comment. I don't really want moss again. I was thinking like podzol and coarse dirt, but it might be a bit too intense. So any full suggestions would be good. Nothing too crazy alien. No like red sand. I think I kind of like the red sand being subtle in the water. But I'm not sure about the moss continuing, hence why I didn't take it much further than there. But yeah, this is already here. This so there's a flower up there, but this waterfall was already here, so I made it a feature with this little bit of water coming through into the river. And yeah, it kind of, I mean, maybe I want the exit here. I don't know. It didn't make sense that it was both on the same side of the bus. But anyway, it's a nice little feature. Hopefully Cleo doesn't mind because it's kind of on the border of our bases here again. But I guess I might also continue this path as well, or at least give Cleo the option to continue this. I don't think there's anything over here that it could connect to. This is, I think, the village that maybe was here. I'm not really sure. I don't know why there's path blocks there otherwise. Maybe Cleo was marking it out. I'm not really sure. I haven't really updated myself with what Cleo's up to, other than these crazy awesome builds. But yeah, let me know what you think. I think it looks a bit plain from here. I do plan to, and I don't know why the signs keep vanishing. Signs vanish when I disappear. Look at that. Oh, I don't like that. But basically, I'm going to make it some sort of map, I think, or use a different kind of map art and put it along the top. Like, you know, we'd have like an advert, but I haven't got around to working out how that looks yet. I guess a map art is the most difficult thing, but also the best option. Custom paintings, but you know what? let me try a painting. That actually might work because it's one block tall with some of the paintings. So bear with me one moment. Paintings acquired. Let's see what this looks like. Okay. This might look weird. Oh. That would look very weird. Just see from far away what that looks like with them being random. We could obviously pick specifics. Maybe from the more black and white color palette, we can pick that one and then this one and just, you know, randomize them. But let me get rid of this little block area and we'll stand back and take a look. It's probably also going to vanish like the signs though, which is not great. You know what? The signs vanish quicker than the boss thing does. I don't mind that there's a color in it, but I think we'll put one bit of color and the rest black and white. But anyway, I'll do that another day because I am very much out of time. Sorry this episode took a long while to get out to you all, but getting the questions together, putting them all together and actually coming up with answers, it's a difficult one for me apparently. Has someone been hitting my trees with the trapdoors? Have they? Wow, rude. So hopefully you enjoyed the time-lapsey episode-y, getting loads of little mini projects done today, and I will catch you all next time. Also, if there's any other questions you think I missed or you'd like answered, feel free to put them down below anyway. I can always do a second one of these and I'll save the screenshots that I didn't answer for maybe another time. We'll see. But anyway, that is it. I'll catch you next time. See ya.